Sure, thanks. So now that we've heard about ITR and ITR2, here's a project from CM Labs, so more of an experiment with a smaller team. So this is Unloop, a self-coop VR puzzle adventure based on time loop mechanics. So I'm Ramil, a senior technical artist. This is Anastasia, a producer. So we're going to tell you about that. And we also have a demo with us today, so you can actually try it afterwards.
Yep, so Unloop is also a game developed in CM Games, and it's a self-co-op action where you must cope with your previous copies to solve some puzzles. And what we have? What is self-co-op or single-player co-op games? It's co-op game where you play only with yourself, and you could interact with your previous copies, you could make some actions and do some stuff in parallel or just simultaneously. And what about Unloop game is? You play for a spy who got a mission to sneak into the space station and steal some science researchers. And you face a time loop anomaly, but it's not the same universe as the inter-radius. We just like anomalies in our game. And you face this anomaly, which produce your copies, which replicates your actions. And this exactly what helps you to progress in the game, to solve some puzzles, and to understand what's going on here and why this happened. Our game is in different style and different mood. Into the Radius, it's semi-realistic. It's 60s, 80s, pretty fun with humor and not serious atmosphere at all. A little bit jazzy, a little bit inspired by, Austin Powers, maybe, who remember this. And this game is focused for mostly standalone VR devices using Unreal Engine, and we chose different audience. It's not for hardcore or newbies. It's like a wide audience, which will be comfortable with our features. You're going to tell about this, I think.
I will, thanks.
Yeah. And here you could take a look on the early concepts and how it looks in Unreal.
In the current demo, at least.
Yeah.
So that was the player's ship, where you start the game. Now let's talk about the core gameplay. Basically, for each level, you have a puzzle that you need to solve, which can only be solved with a certain set of actions, which you'll need to do across multiple loops, thus requiring you to make multiple copies of yourself. So your way of playing usually is to first experiment, fail, try different things, get an idea what might work to pass the level. And usually in puzzle games, at this point you would restart and start over. But cool thing about Unloop is that actually your solving doesn't stop here. We have given you an ability to shoot yourself and actually break any copies and replicas you might not need, thus making the effort of solving puzzles continuous. So you're not starting over, you're just rewriting yourself over and over, making a chaos, and actually creating funny little accidents along the way.
And try to fix them by yourself after that.
Yeah. Overall, we try to make chains of levels with unique mechanics, where we first are teaching you the ropes on more simple examples. Then we try to combine multiple mechanics into one. thus like setting the progression.
Yeah, it's just a classical level chain, which you could find like in Portal. And the main idea is to progress through the station, to aim your goal, to find the exact resources you're looking for. And it's pretty straightforward, like the progression.
Yes. So like what sets Unloop apart from other VR puzzle titles is of course cool art. At least we hope for it. Also no penalties for making mistakes, thus like lowering the barrier of entry. Also usually fun little accidents, stuff you can tell other players, your friends about. We're hoping for maybe some, social virality with it, maybe like some GIFs on TikTok. Always fun to have those. So with all of that and a variety of mechanics, we hope that there will be enough things to get players interested.
Yeah, one more difference is that semi-realistic style is pretty comfortable for players because in general self-co-op games, they are with a special art style which is not really comfortable to understand what's going on and how to, I don't know, manipulate with some mechanics features. And in Unloop, it's like pretty normal for this case.
Yes. Of course, on the development of the demo, we faced some technical challenges and like wanted to mention some of them to just share the pain. So one thing was the recording and playback of players' replicas. Basically, we record positions and gameplay events that happen while you play. So that's like most of the things we record. But we don't record stuff like physics, like collisions, other interactions, which makes certain things like the whole full body of the replicas, or like stuff like collisions with interactable items, or like dropping those, sometimes buggy, sometimes funny, but they're in overall not deterministic. Meaning that for each loop, you can actually stop them, you can make them behave differently. That was a challenge which is like kind of solved by now, but that was like the biggest hurdle we had to overcome. Other than that, of course, still this is first and foremost a standalone VR project, so we have static environments, but wanted to have level chains which would be like easily created. So for that we have a modular design, and also easily replaced inside the chain itself.
Yeah, because sometimes we got this chain and understand, okay, we need to change these 2 or 3 levels because of the balance, and it's like, okay, handwork, and that's why we decided to use this approach.
Yeah, this way you won't need to change anything else than the level you want to change. So which helped us greatly was the level offset and rotation feature, where we can basically just assemble the levels by their own and then put them together for the chain itself, which had a little bug we encountered that even though baked environments behaved like we expected them to, the volumetric light maps actually are not working with that. So we had to fall back to a legacy solution with spatial light maps. So it still works, just is a bit buggy. Overall, our experience with mobile Vulkan, which is used for Quest version, is that in UE5 it is much more buggier than it was back in UE4. So even simple stuff like setting custom primitive data or using certain shader nodes, basically some of the stuff doesn't work and is never listed anywhere. It's just bugs that need to be fixed with either a custom engine or waiting for Epic to do that.
Or find some workflow from another.
Yeah, or some other workaround.
Yeah. And a little bit more concepts from our level chain. And a little bit about our team. So Artem is our concept artist from CM Games and the author of the game. Right now, I hope he's fixing some bugs and polishing our visual stuff. That's why he's not with us today. He got this idea. We worked together with Ramil, Artem, and our developer, Nikolai. It's the best photo I found, unfortunately. So we have a small team, but we work together, I think, a lot of years, yes.
More than 5, I think.
Yeah. We have such approaches in CM Games, which Ramil called CM Labs. So when you have your own idea, you could pitch it to management and start the development if you got the green light. That was exactly what happened with our idea. During our Sunday Anime Club meeting, we discussed that it's a nice pitch, and we started last year, I think, in September. Yeah, but when we started, we didn't have any programmer with us, so we decided to play test our mechanics with colleagues who are right now our copies. And the last video, the only I have during test, because I'm the only person who is making these videos, but my personal assistant is helping me to understand is everything work correctly. Right now we already have developer, we have build, and we pretty close to have a demo, I think this month. Right now version looks like this, but of course it's gonna be much more beautiful. I think.
So all of those guys are you in your past lives,
yeah.
Just like 20 or 30 seconds ago.
As you could see, you don't have any limitation in checking all the level, how many copies you could just spawn here, and it's happened automatically through this timer. We haven't polished it yet, but you could try the early version, and if you have your MetaQuest device, and check and write your feedback for us. I think we'll also grab a couple of devices. If you don't have any devices, you could try it later after all the talks. And we're gonna make some funny videos you're suffering, because that's the criteria for our balance. If you wanna share your context and discuss collaboration, anything, just contact us. We are gonna be here. And we ready to answer some questions. Only one, as I remember. Yeah. Or we could discuss after you try our build later. And thank you so much.
Thanks.
One question.
Try first.
Or if you have more, you can wait until the networking part starts. Yeah.
Let's
Right.
try.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, and we.